What's going on, YouTube? It's Matt. It's Mentorship Monday. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. And if you appreciate what we do, take a moment, subscribe to this channel. Take a moment, subscribe to our newsletter. It's a button up top here, somewhere or another, to jump in on the newsletter. And share this video with other people. If you guys have real estate questions, you want to email them to helpme@derosagroup.com. That is helpme@derosagroup.com. And I will answer your questions right here on the YouTube channel for you and everyone else to learn from. But today we have a question that it's not my expertise. It is a wholesaling question. So what I'm going to do is I'm bringing him back up. I got my man, Steve Chatto.
How you doing, man?
Cool. This is my man, Steve Chatto. He's with Good Vibes Real Estate Solutions, along with some other ventures as well. And I'm bringing him in so he can give you guys some good ideas and good tips on wholesaling. Okay.
Cool.
So here's what we got, Steve. We've got a question from Julian. And Julian says, for a wholesale deal, after we get the seller to sign the contract, what's next? Interesting. Talk about the wholesale process,
Okay.
right? So I think sometimes finding the seller to sign getting that contract under agreement with some people view that to be like the absolute hardest thing, right? So, but now they've got a deal under contract, and they're like, do we set up an investor? Do we put the investor in? So once you've got a deal under agreement that you're looking to wholesale, you've got phase one done. Now what do you do?
So a lot of it depends on where you are in your process, because there's a couple things that need to go on. But you got the property under contract,
right?
You're not going to be able to close that deal if you can't get clear title. So usually it's a really good idea to send that contract to your title company, so they can start the paperwork, so they can pull the title. Depending on the month, sometimes the title companies get backed up, the county gets backed up, and you take a while. Last thing you need to do is have a buyer on the line ready to go, and then not be able to close it, or have the deal pushed out.
And you need to have part of your team. I always talk about teams. Part of your team as a wholesaler is having a title company that gets the wholesale process. Some title companies that I've dealt with, I buy a lot of properties from wholesalers like Steve, and a lot of title companies don't understand what wholesalers do, and they're not willing to put the assignment fee on there. And if you want to do a B to C thing or whatever, they're not going to get it or want to do it or whatever. So you got to have a title company that, number one, first and foremost, gets the wholesale process and is able to be a team member to help move that along, right? Because title company can make or break the deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Title company is very important.
So you get the deal in front of a title company, get that contract over there.
Yes.
Okay. Then what?
It's probably a good idea to know your title company, because you don't want to get through the process and find out they're not going to be willing to do an assignment. Or not be willing to do what you need to do. So now you got the property under contract. You got the title opened. The next thing you need to do is let all of your buyers know about it.
Right.
Let them all know
of your buyers. So that means that as a wholesaler, which I'm reading Julian's question, I'm not sure if Julian's got their investor list put together. So if you guys are brand new to wholesaling and you don't have a buyer's list, that's a list of people that are investors that are looking to close your deals fast, right? Most importantly, you got to be cash buyers that can close really quick. If you don't have that, I would suspect that you probably could reach out to another wholesaler and try and barter with them, right? Or
I mean, I'm not going to get into the exact legalities of everything. You got to be careful that you are not acting as an agent, that you're not putting a buyer and seller together, because that's not what you're doing. You are getting a contract and you are selling the contract. So you need to be careful how you do everything.
It's so interesting. It's a whole nother world over there that I don't. Again, it's so funny because I don't do wholesales. This is a whole nother world happening over here that I am not privy to. Keep
exactly.
Going.
So it's like that's a whole other interview. There's actually a good interview.
Equitable interest. That's something. That's a word you guys use over there in your world, right?
So so really, it's a fine line if you're advertising a property for sale, because you're not. You're advertising a contract for sale. In some states, like Ohio, from what I understand, and I think Florida a little bit, are really cracking down on that. Other states, they're not.
That is so interesting.
Okay. So it's just something to be careful of. But you got a property, you got a contract, you got a deal, you got the title open. You got to get that deal sold. Right. Go down to your local REIA. Talk to everybody down there. Because there's buyers there, and there's people that know buyers. One of the deals we got was completely out of our neck of the woods. It was a great area. We had absolutely no buyers out there. I hit up all the contacts I had in the REIA. Somebody knew the buyer. And then boom. Done.
There you go. So local real estate clubs, meetups, get out there and network to make yourself a buyer's list. And then you can broker the deal that way. Because if you've got it under contract, you have equitable interest. I'm going to act like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, broker the deal is a word that's...
Right, you shouldn't say that either.
Very careful.
You can't say. Good thing I'm not a wholesaler. Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. Julian, thank you for your question. I hope Steve added some value here. Steve, if they want to talk to you more about wholesaling or getting some, just hearing more about what you're up to in your business or whatever, how do they get a hold of you?
You can reach me. You can reach me at Good Vibes Real Estate Solutions. You can Google me, Stephen Chado. Google Good Vibes Real Estate, Trenton, New Jersey, and you're sure to find me. I'm out there. I'm available. I'm networking. I'm making deals happen.
So here's the deal. If you guys want to hear more wholesale questions answered by my man Steve, who actually has an office right next door to mine in my office building, email them to DeRosa Group and say wholesale question, and I will have bring Steve in, bring him back over here to answer more wholesale questions from you guys.
Great.
Steve,
thank you.
Good to be here. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great profitable week.